So Expendables 4. What's happening, guys? Back at you with the nerd video. So I was able to check out Expendables 4 or Expend4bles or however they want to say it. I was able to check it out last night. So we're going to go ahead and get into this video where I'm just going to give my review, give my thoughts on what I thought about the movie. So I like the whole concept of Expendables, at least the previous three Expendables movies. I really enjoyed those movies. I like the whole concept of bringing together action stars of yesteryear. You know, you got Sylvester Stallone, who was a big 80s and 90s action star. You know, we got a bunch of other cast of characters that they were able to bring together that, you know, people, just action star people that I just grew up watching and enjoyed. And just the whole concept of bringing them together, adding new people to each new movie. And I just liked it. I liked the first three, and I was looking forward to this fourth one. Seeing what they're able to do with it. If this was indeed going to be the last one, hopefully they could end off with like a good note, end off with a bang, or wow me somehow. And after watching it last night, I gotta say, it didn't end well. I just gotta say. So I was really looking forward to seeing what they're able to do with this movie, especially with the way that we got the R rating. All the other ones I believe were PG-13. They finally give us that R rating. So I was like, man, maybe they could pump up the action a little bit more. Maybe they could give us a little bit more stuff with this one. But honestly, I did not see a big benefit to having an R rating. The only biggest thing that I kind of noticed with this movie that they did from other different movies was that this movie was definitely more blood. There was more blood. Like all the action and fighting was just spewed with more blood in it, more attacks that gave you more blood. That's really the biggest difference I could probably see with this movie was that blood, blood everywhere, blood spilling out, blood spewing out if somebody gets killed or gets injured or something like that. That's really the only big difference I saw with this movie compared to the previous other three. So I would say that with the R rating, it didn't really have a big benefit towards the movie overall. And the thing they were doing with this movie really too was that it was really apparent that they were showing in this movie that they show this cast of characters. They really were showing that, you know, they're old, they're past their prime pretty much and all that. And they're making jokes about it too, which, you know, wasn't a bad thing. You know, kind of got a chuckle out of me here and there with the way they were trying to like joke around about how old they were and their age and all that stuff. So got a couple chuckles here and there. But you know, they really were kind of like just showing how this cast of characters is definitely old and past their prime in a way. And it was kind of funny to see that. But also along those lines, it also felt like some of them didn't want to be there, really, honestly. Like, you know, we got a couple returning cast members coming back for this movie, and additional you know, added additional ones in here coming back or coming in this movie, and it just felt like some of them didn't want to be here, honestly, when it comes to providing new you know, cast members to this movie. And I don't think they really got big notable like action stars. You know, you got Andy Garcia, which was pretty cool to just be able to see him come in here. Like, I was looking forward to seeing what Andy Garcia was going to be able to do. But you know, you got 50 Cent coming in. I was interested in seeing what he was going to be able to do. But other than that, you didn't really have anybody else that was like big notable kind of action star or action star of like yesteryear or something like that to really engage with. Along that line, I will say that I was looking forward to I know Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais or Iways, however you say his name. Apologies for if I say it wrong, but I was looking forward to them. Because they are in a sense they are big action stars when it comes to like you know, different movies they've done. I haven't seen very many of their movies, but I've heard great things about them when it comes to their action and fighting styles and all that they do in movies. So I was really looking forward to them. I mean, I saw them here and there, but I haven't seen their big notable movies that they've done before. But I was looking forward to seeing what they're able to do in this movie. And I gotta say, when it comes to them two, Tony Jaa actually plays the villain in this movie, and then Iko comes in also as comes in later in the movie as part of the team. And I was gotta say, I was really looking forward to seeing what they're able to do, and I really enjoyed their parts, especially when it comes to their action and fighting scenes that we get in here. Those were pretty good, along with Jason Statham too. Also trying to, you know, having some good action and fighting scenes along in there with them. Also, other than that, I didn't really attach to anybody else to where they had like good scenes or good action or fighting scenes. Really, and it was really just those three main ones that I really was like, oh, when they're on the screen and they have an action scene or they're fighting stuff, I was really engaged with that. But other than that, I didn't really engage with any other action scenes that we had with the other characters. And when it comes to Sylvester Stallone, he is actually not in this movie very much. When it comes to him, And you know, the way that it was kind of predictable with the way his character was, or the way his characters played out in this movie. Honestly, it was kind of predictable the way with the route they went, and the way it's just overall is in this movie. Trying not to spoil anything, but like the way that the way his character was in the sort of first act, and just the rest of the whole movie, the way his character was actually kind of predictable on what they were going to do. And when it comes to like Megan Fox is one of the newest additions to this movie. And I gotta say, she does not really fit. She's sort of brought in as this sort of new leader to the team, and honestly, it doesn't fit with the team. The way she's like, the way she is, like, you don't believe her as a leader. You don't believe her as this sort of person who could really take the lead pretty much. You don't believe her as a leader, and honestly, I don't really see her fitting with this whole team coming together. I don't really see her fitting with this team. Honestly, she felt more like she was just eye candy for the screen and for us, really, in this movie. And when it comes to the villain, Tony Jaa is the villain of this movie throughout the majority of the movie, but there is, of course, a secret villain. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but like, it was so predictable. I called it the way that they were playing it out. I called who the secret villain was, and it was just so predictable when it was finally revealed who it was. And like I said, I saw it coming from a mile away. It was just so predictable. So it was no big surprise when it happened. And like I said, overall, I just felt a lack of connection to the new characters that were in this movie. Maybe a lack of screen time or a lack of getting to know them, really. And I just felt no connection to these new characters. I don't know if it was just my theater or it was just me personally, but like the sound mixing in this movie, it just felt a little off. Like when it comes to like, you know, there's the big explosions, the big action set pieces in here, and you have the characters talking, and you have like background noise to where like they're driving, the cars are loud, or you have like an explosion in the background, and it's like there's a couple parts here and there that was like kind of hard to hear what they were saying because there's like a loud. They were driving in a car that was loud, or there was like a big explosion that happened behind them, and you couldn't exactly hear or depict what they were trying to say. So the sound mixing in a couple spots were like little iffy, and it was really kind of hard to hear exactly what they were saying. I don't know if it was just the movie or it was just my theater or I'm just hard of hearing or something. I don't know what it was exactly, but like it was definitely hard to hear what they were saying in a couple of spots throughout the movie. With this movie, it did have like sort of a self-awareness, and it sort of had like this sort of campiness, like I was kind of mentioning earlier, how they're making jokes about how they knew they were old, and they were making kind of jokes and chuckle jokes about that here and there. So it did have a sort of self-awareness and a sort of campiness to the movie. But like I said, it was just a couple of chuckles here and there that it got out of me. But overall, when it comes to the franchise of the Expendables, when we got these four movies now, I gotta say, at least personally for me, it's probably the weakest of the franchise. Honestly, I was really looking forward to this movie. I was kind of looking forward to if this was indeed going to be the last movie of the Expendables franchise. I was really expecting like, oh, leave us on a good note. Leave us on like go out with a bang, like wow us or wow me or something. You know, that's what I was kind of looking forward to and kind of wanting from this movie. If this was indeed the last Expendables movie, it's like go out with a bang, go out on a good note, just wow me or something like that, to where it's like, oh, I'm gonna miss this franchise. And personally, honestly, this is the weakest one out of the franchise for me, and I just didn't feel that wow or feel that bang with this movie. So it's unfortunate that I felt that way about this movie. Is this a bad movie? I don't think it's a bad movie, but it's not a very good movie either. Like, it's just okay kind of movie. Like, I was even questioning myself while watching this movie, and when I got out of the movie, thinking about it, was like, was it really worth seeing in theaters? To be honest, I think I could have waited. Like, if I knew that this is the experience I was going to have with this movie, I could have waited till streaming, to be honest. Like, I just felt like it wasn't really worth watching in theaters as much as I wanted to. Like, this is a movie that was like, it was a movie that I would have waited. If I knew I was going to have this experience with it, I would have probably waited and saved money on it and just wait till streaming to watch it, because I was going to watch it either way. If I was going to be in theaters or if it was going to be on streaming, I was going to watch it either way. So I got to say, when it comes down to it, I probably would have waited if I knew ahead of time what the experience was going to be like and just wait till streaming to watch it. But that's just me. That's just me. But that is going to do it for this video, do it for this review. Let me know down in the comments below if you have seen this movie and what are your thoughts on it. But that's going to do it all for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, if you want to be part of Team Legendary, all you got to do is subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when I'm posting our video. Hope you all have an awesome day, and remember, be legendary.